Good day everyone, I'm Adar Dimasag Camarino. I'm the next reporter. Republic Act Number 9266, an act of providing for a more responsive and comprehensive regulation for the registration, licensing, and practice of architecture. Repealing for the purpose Republic Act Number 545 as amended, otherwise known as an act to regulate the practice of architecture in the Philippines and for other purposes, be it enacted by the Senate of House of Representatives of the Philippines in Congress assembled. Article 1. General Provision. Section 1. Short title. This act shall be known as the Architecture Act of 2004. Section 2. Statement of Policy. The state recognizes the importance of architects in nation building and development. Hence, it shall develop and nurture competent, virtuous, productive, and well-rounded professional architects whose standard of practice and service shall be excellence, qualitative, world-class, and globally competitive through honest, effective, and credible licensure examination through regulatory measures, programs, and activities that foster their professional growth and development. Section 3. Definition of terms. As used in this act, the following terms shall be defined as the follow. These are the following terms. Architecture is the art, science, or professions of planning, designing, and constructing buildings in their totality, taking into account their environment in accordance with the principles of utility, strength, and beauty. Second, architect. Architect means a person professionally and academically qualified, registered, and licensed under this act with a certificate of registration and professional identification card issued by PRBA or the Professional Regulatory Board and Architecture and Professional Regulation Commission, and who is responsible for advocating the fair and sustainable development, welfare and cultural expression of society habitat in terms of space, forms, and historical context. Third, general practice of architecture means the act of planning and architectural designing, structural conceptualization, specifying, supervising, and giving general administration and responsible direction to the erection, enlargement, or iteration of building and building environments and architectural design in engineering structure. 4. Scope of practice of architecture encompasses a provision of professional service in connection with site, physical and planning and design, construction, enlargement, conversion, renovation and remodeling, restoration or alteration of building or group of buildings. Fifth, structural conceptualization means the act of conveying, choosing, and developing the type, disposition, arrangement, and proportioning of the structural elements of an architectural work, giving due consideration to safety, cost, effectiveness, functionality, and aesthetics. 6. Architectural firm means a sole of proprietorship, partnership, or a corporation registered with the proper government agencies. 7. Authorship refers to the author or authors of the set of architectural plans or specification who are in the charge of their profession, whether made by them personally and under their immediately supervision. 8. Board refers to the Professional Regulatory Board of Architecture. 9. Commission means the Professional Regulation Commission. And the 10. Service Agreement means duly notarized written contract or equivalent public instrument stipulating the scope of service and guaranteeing suspension of such service to be rendered by an architect registered and licensed under this Act. 11. Integrated and accredited professional organization means the existing official national organization of all architects of the Philippines, in which all registration Filipino architects shall be member without prejudice the membership in other voluntary professional association. 12. Continuing professional development refer to a sustaining and progressive learning process that maintains, enhances, or increases the knowledge and continuing ability of architects. 13. DTI shall mean the Department of Trade and Industry. And 14. SEC or SEC shall mean the Securities of Exchange Commission. Article 2. Professional Regulatory Board of Architecture. Section 4. Creation and composition of Professional Regulatory Board. There is a hereby created the Professional Regulatory Board of Architecture, hereinafter referred to as the Board, and a collegial body under the supervision and administration control of Professional Regulation Commission, hereinafter referred to as the Commission, to be composed of a chairman and 2 members appointed by the President of the Philippines from at least 3 recommendees chosen from a list of 5 nominees for each position submitted to the Commission by the organized not later than 6 months from the effectivity of this Act. Section 5. Qualification of members of Professional Regulatory Board. Each member shall have at the time of his her appointment passes the following qualification. First, be a citizen and resident of the Philippines. Second, be a holder of a degree in Bachelor of Science in Architecture covered by a school, college, or universities in the Philippines or abroad that is recognized and or accredited by the Commission of Higher Education or CHED. Third, be an architect with a valid certificate, registration and professional identification card, an active practitioner of architecture or at least 10 years on the date of his her appointment. And the fourth, not be a member of the faculty of any good school, college, universities of review institution where a regular course or review course in architecture is taught, nor have a pecuniary interest in such institution. No former member of the faculty of school, institute, university, or review center where architecture is taught can become a member of the board unless she or he had officially resigned from such an institution and has completely stopped teaching, advising, or reviewing activities for at least 5 years prior to the nomination and has never been convicted of any crime involving moral turpitude. Section 6. Term of office. The member of the board shall hold office for a term of 3 years after appointment or until this successor shall have been appointed and duly qualified. Any vacancies occurring within the term of a member shall be filled for the expired portion of term only. Each member of the board may be reappointed for full time of 3 years. Section 7. Power and function of the board. The board shall exercise the following specific powers, functions, and responsibilities. These are the powers and function and responsibilities. First, prescribe and adapt the rules and regulation necessary for carrying out of provision of this act. Second, supervise the registration, licensure and practice of architect. Third, administer oath in connection with the administration of this act. Fourth, issue, suspend, revoke, or restate the certificate of registration and the professional identification card for the practice for the architecture profession. And 5. Adopt an official seal of board. 7. Monitor the condition affecting the practice of the architecture and adopt such measure as may be deemed proper for the enhancement and maintenance of high professional, ethical, and technical standard of profession. Next, prescribe or adopt the code of ethical conduct and standard professional. And next, hear and decide administrative cases involving violation of this act, its implementing rules and regulation, the code of ethical conduct and standard of professional practice, and for this purpose, to issue subpoena and testifundum and subpoena, thus come to secure the appearance of witnesses and the production of documents connection therewith provided. Next, the prescribed guidelines for the Continuing Professional Development or CPD program in the consultation with the integrated and accredited professional organization and architect, provided that the attendance to said CPD not shall be a mandatory requirement for the renewal of professional license. Next, prefer, adopt, issue, amend the syllabi of the syllability of the subject or examination by determining the preparing question, which shall be within the scope of the syllabi of the subject of examination, as well as administer, correct, and release the result of the licensure examination. Next, approve, issue, limit, or cancel temporary or special permit to practice architecture. Next, in coordination with the CHED, ensure that all higher educational instruction and offering or architecture comply with the policy standard and requirements of the course prescribed by the CHED in the areas of curriculum, faculty, library, and facilities. Next, to adopt a program for the full computerization of licensure examination. And last, discharge such other duties and functions as may be deemed necessary for the enhancement of architecture profession and the upgrading development of growth and architecture education. Policies, resolution, rules, and regulation issued or promulgated by the board shall be subject to review and approval of commission. However, the board decision, resolution, or orders rendered in administrative cases shall be subject to review only if on appeal. Section 8. Administrative supervision of the board. Custodian of its records, secretariat, and support service. The board shall be under the administrative supervision of commission. All records of the board, including application for examination and administrative and other investigative cases conducted by the board, shall be under the custody of commission. The commission shall be designate the secretary of the board and shall provide the secretariat and other support service to implement the provision of this act. Section 9. Ground for suspension or removal of members of the board. The President of the Philippines, upon the recommendation of Commission, after giving the concerned member an opportunity to define himself in a proper administrative investigation to be conducted by the Commission by suspend or remove any member of the following ground. These are the following: neglect of duty or incompetence. And next, violation of tolerance of the violation of this act or its implementing rules and regulation for the code of ethical conduct and standard of professional practice. And third, final judgment of crimes involving moral turpitude and manipulation of regime and architecture, licensure examination result, disclosure of the secret and confidential information in the examination question prior to the conduct of the said examination or tampering of grades. Section 10. Compensation of allowance of the board. The chairman of the member of the board shall receive compensation and allowances comparable to the being received by the chairman of members of the 16 regulatory board under the commission as provided for our General Appropriation Act. Section 11. Annual Report. The board shall submit an annual report to the commission after the close of each year, giving a detailed account of its proceeding during the year, of making such recommendation as it may be deemed proper. Okay, thank you.